What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Let's Talk Jets Radio, the Monday after. Just want to thank everybody that joined us on the live stream. We didn't do a post-game show. We kind of just went right through to hear Gase and the reactions and keep everybody interacting. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments, the feedback, everything else. What a wild day. The day after you wake up, you're hoping it was a nightmare. It's not. The Jets did win the game. The Rams completely fell into a trap game, played like shit, questionable officiating, whatever it is, the Jets won. It's not the day after. It's so weird, from the player's perspective, you're happy for Becton, you're happy for Mims, you're happy for Frank Gore. You understand they're competitors, you want them to win. For a lot of these guys, it's their first NFL win, so of course they're going to be happy. They're going to be excited. Players attacking fans never works out well. I know what Becton's trying to say. I mean, listen, not calling fans real fans, whatever else. It's ridiculous because as fans, you got to separate what they're trying to do, what we're trying to do. We see the big picture here, and the big picture is the number one pick has so much value to it. We all know about it now. Trevor Lawrence, the ability to either trade number one pick for a ransom, get Trevor Lawrence, also the marketing tool to bring in a prominent head coach what the Jets desperately need. I mean, the whole goal for me as a fan is my whole goal is I'm tired of the quarterback carousel. I'm tired of the head coach carousel. You want long-term answers at both things. Obviously, a head coach for 5 or 6 years that could actually win, bring some leadership, some direction, some continuity, some winning. A quarterback that you can rest your head on for the next 10 years and be like, hey, you know what? We finally have our guy. The way the Buffalo Bills fans feel, the way the Chiefs fans feel, the Ravens, the Browns are feeling good about Mayfield, the Dolphins are feeling good about Tua. So that's what the number one pick has so much value. So yes, you can be happy for the players, say they got their win, but also disappointed that as a Jets fan perspective, looking at the big picture, which we've been looking at for the last 13 weeks, the team is the worst team in football. The big picture is number one pick. That is the light at the end of our tunnel, and that is our biggest hope. So now that is taken off the books because honestly, I don't think the Jaguars now are in a great spot. They're playing two tough teams, and they're going to lose. They're going to tank, and they need to tank because guess what? They can't sell tickets either. They need somebody to market, and they need a quarterback. So they'll do the smart thing. They're playing two better teams. They can easily lose, and they will do so. And the Jets are going to have the number 2 pick. So I will respond to a lot of the feedback I got, and obviously there's some trolls, there's some opposing fans, and there's some Jet fans telling me how to be a Jet fan, whatever else. So the one thing is, the number one take I got was the Jets would have ruined Lawrence anyway. Well, then you're just not. I understand that Trevor Lawrence is not a foregone conclusion. He's not definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. I understand that. But in terms of a team that needs a face of the franchise, a leader, and a quarterback, he's the best prospect available. I don't want plan B, C, D, E, and F. I want the best option to turn this team around because that's what we need. Secondly, while you're saying, yes, the Jets have ruined Sam Darnold, they ruined Mark Sanchez, and all this other shit. New organization, new front office with Joe Douglas and these guys. And if you look at it, now you have Becton, you have Mims, you have all the different pieces around him. You have all this cap space, you have all these draft picks, you have all this capital, and a new coach. It's a complete reset. So now you bring in Trevor Lawrence, would say your left tackle. Hopefully McGovern's a decent center. You have Mims, you have Crowder, you have little pieces, you add more pieces to it, and you finally do it the right way. So the Jets' past has nothing to do with their future because this is a whole new regime here with a new head coach who hopefully will be competent, a Matt Campbell, a Bill Cowher, whoever. So it's like you're comparing apples and oranges. So I don't understand, the Jets would have done this. You really don't know what you're talking about. This is Joe Douglas is going to go to his second year. And you have guys like Daniel Jeremiah on Twitter praising Joe Douglas and saying, have faith, man. These guys know what they're doing. So to say the Jets would have ruined Lawrence anyway, bullshit. The second thing is, you don't know what Trevor Lawrence is. Right now, the only thing we know is he's the best prospect available, and that's good enough for me. Period. So then it's like, well, you guys have Sam Darnold, just build around him. Okay, we've had Sam Darnold for 3 years, and we don't know what he is yet. That's a problem. If you're going to double down with him next year, that's fine. You got to pray to your lucky stars that he plays well. If halfway through the season he's doing the same thing he's doing now, then what? Then you got to get another quarterback. You waste a year of the coach that you have, and it's a whole nother rebuild. Like, I'm tired of the carousel. And listen, maybe Sam can do something. I really don't know. My personal opinion is a change of scenery is best. And then you have to worry about the fifth-year option, too. You go in the year forward Sam Darnold, then what do? If he plays good for 5 games, you give him a new contract? He plays good for 8 games. You got to pick up that option? Then what do? $25 million in year 5 for Sam Darnold. And you still may not know what he is. That's the problem. So the Sam Darnold thing is a mess. Then the other thing that my biggest fear is, you get the number 2 pick, and we don't know who we want at number 2 because the quarterbacks after Trevor Lawrence are all, relatively, like, I'm not a draft guy, but people aren't sold on Fields. Everybody's trying to sell me on Zach Wilson. The other guys want the guy from Florida. And it's like, I'm so tired of an offseason where we're going to have draft analysts at the draft analysts saying who the Jets should get, what they should do, trade up, trade down, do this. Like, Trevor Lawrence was it. No questions asked. Number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence. There's your quarterback. Let's move on. To go through this bullshit, and then you have to do all the clickbait and the media, and we should do this, the second guessing. No matter who they take it to, they'll get second guessed. The scrutiny around them will be a mess. It's exhausting, man. So for me, the disappointment is real. I don't think the Jaguars are going to win, so we're looking at number 2 pick. Now people are saying that Gase will keep his job. He's going to be fired in 2 weeks. There's no way in living hell you're going to keep him. I'm not worried about that. And the way they're handling him, like, oh, they're fighting for him. It's awful. So looking forward, there's not really much reason to watch the Jets games the next 2 weeks. We watch because we're fans, but you hope the Jaguars win. If not, the Jets like to probably win a couple games. And then you go in the offseason and you be like, what? Who's going to be the coach? Who's going to be the quarterback? What's going to be the plan? And that's painful, man. We thought, we endured all this losing this year. We actually accepted it and justified it with the end goal of being the number 1 pick in Trevor Lawrence. Now we've accepted it, justified it, and now it's like a smack in the face where it's like we don't really get any return on it. You're going to get probably the number 2 pick. You may not get the coach that you want. You're definitely not getting the quarterback you want. So it is what it is. I understand your Sam Darnold fans out there are all happy. You've been ripping me to shreds all night last night about how Sam is the guy. Sam is the guy. I don't see that. I hope he is. He's got a lot to prove on and off the field, especially if you trade back and try to build around him. He doesn't pan out. And I understand that maybe next year you can get your quarterback. You can make 2021 a rebuild of the roster year and then, get a new quarterback in 2022. I'm just so tired of losing. I'm so tired of waiting. I'm tired of rebuilding. And it would be nice to have the quarterback finally, the top prospect, going back to Andrew Luck, going back to the Peyton Mannings, all this. We haven't had that. Sam was a highly touted guy. I know we had the whole Suck for Sam campaign and everything else, but to me, Trevor Lawrence is a different player. So, pretty long video. I'm disappointed. I'm disgusted. I welcome the feedback. As you can tell, if you troll me and send me shit, I respond back to that as well. I'll talk to you later.